What's up, everybody? Landan with LMR.com. Wanted to take a little bit of your time today and talk about how to remove the center cap from a 10-hole wheel, how you clean it, and how you reinstall it. So what I have here, I have two 10-hole center caps from another car we have here in the shop. These kind of, I've been on the car for a little bit now, so they have some, some weather, some normal, driving road condition type debris. So took those off of that car. We'll show you how to clean those here in just a second. But we also have our very nice 85 GT here today that we recently put a set of the 5.0 Resto 17-inch 10 holes on, and man, they look really good. Not to mention, I just really like this car as a whole. It's getting there. It's kind of been one of those ones that have hung around a while. It started off life fairly rough, but as time goes on with a lot of our cars, they kind of get better every day or every week or every month. So we'll zip around here real quick, show you how to remove the center cap from this 10-hole wheel. But what I have here, this is just an inexpensive pry tool or panel removal tool that has a little 90-degree or almost 90-degree hook on one end. This is what I like. This is what I prefer. It's plastic or some type of composite material. It's not metal. Don't use metal. You run the risk of damaging your wheel. But when you come down here to your 10-hole wheel, you'll see the notch here in the wheel itself, so you can get your tool up under there to lift the cap out of place. Depending on the wheel, these may be snug, so you may have to kind of work back down the cap or work around the perimeter. Just keep your hand on it, that way it just doesn't come flying out. And as far as how secure it is, this is going to differ, from wheel to wheel. So just keep that in mind. But I'll do that one more time for reference here. So again, your little hook area into the section here that's cast into the wheel. You'll start to rotate outward. Keep your thumb, keep your other hand on it, keep it firm. And as you pull out and release, you'll kind of want to act like you're pushing the cap back into the wheel. That way it just doesn't come, rolling out or flying out. But there we go. That's how you remove it. So we'll hop back up to the table here. We'll clean these ones that I pulled out and show you all that process. So these are the 5.0 Resto branded 10-hole center caps. These are stainless steel in construction. This method will work for this center cap as well as a Ford original cap. When it comes to stainless steel, you do want to be careful. You don't want to use anything abrasive or anything like that. You can use kind of a dedicated stainless steel cleaner if you want. But for me, what I've always liked a non-abrasive cleaner wax. And it's crazy, this little bottle right here, Meguiar's, I think I bought this in 2013. It's still good. The product hasn't separated. I've kept it, kind of in my house. So, it's kind of been climate controlled for the entirety of its life, I guess. Anyways, I like to use a non-abrasive cleaner wax. You can also use like a non-abrasive maybe cleaner wax that has like a polymer sealant. These companies kind of get weird with their names. You just kind of have to, pay attention and, just make sure you're not using any compound, any polish, no metal polish, anything like that. So take your cleaner wax, you'll put it on like some sort of applicator. I'm just going to use a microfiber towel. Just dab it here in the corner, just like that. I usually kind of roll the towel real tight, real close, kind of spread the product. And then before we clean it, if y'all take a look here, you'll notice some fingerprints and things like that. I'll move this accordingly for y'all to try to see what I'm talking about. Here's some staining in this area right here. But all of that will easily come out, with the cleaner wax. I'm not using a lot of pressure. All I'm doing here is just a little bit of back and forth circular motion, just to let the product in the towel do the work. It's also going to be good to mention if your caps are too far gone, well, y'all know that depending on the severity of, maybe some oxidation or things like that, you're not going to be able to bring the cap back to life. But I usually, kind of do this for a few seconds till the polish kind of starts to, work clear. And that's usually a good telltale sign to buff. But as you can see on the towel, these are raw stainless steel. So that's, You know, that's the metal in the towel. And then I'll take a clean microfiber towel, buff towel, and we'll go in circular motions and buff it to a clean, crisp shine. And you can probably visually tell the difference here, but if you notice, we didn't damage the radial brushed finish. That's all still intact. You know, there's no directional lines from the cleaner polish or anything like that. And I don't know if y'all can tell a visual difference there. This is the one that hasn't been cleaned. This is the one that was cleaned. So just for kicks and gigs, I guess you could say, we'll go ahead and clean this one as well. I'll turn to a clean section on the towel. About the same amount of product. I would give or take, that's probably quarter size amount of product. You know, dab it out. You can do however you want. You'll start to figure out your process. But again, you know, just go ahead and start working that product into the cap. Let the product do the work. Let the towel do the work. No hard pressure. Basically, all you're doing is supplying enough pressure to keep the towel, you know, in position and where it needs to be on the cap. And if you're crazy like me, you'd probably clean these, you know, depends on how the car is used. I feel like most Fox bodies now are garage kept, you know, they see good days. You know, you could probably clean these, you know, a couple times a year. But me, I'm a clean freak. I like to clean. So these are something I would probably clean as often as I could. So there you go. This one turned out great as well. You can see here a real faint mark. That's probably from a tool. Somebody may have slipped and, you know, gouge the cap. But other than that, that one also cleaned up extremely well. Now, once they're clean, you know what? I'm just gonna hit this one real quick, just because I can and we're here. We're not gonna go too crazy on this one. There's another mark where somebody may have slipped. So, but those are good points. I mean, y'all seeing this, and you pay attention. That's how easy, you know, something, you know, even a plastic tool can scratch the face of this 10-hole cap. So, got them polished up. If you want to clean the backside, you can. I typically would do that, but for the sake of the video, we're not going to show, you know, how to do the backside. Obviously, you don't have to see this, so by no means do you have to micromanage this. But I like to have a towel ready when I go to reinstall. The wheel in its position, the valve stem is kind of, you know, kind of at the 10 o'clock position. What I like to do, I don't like to just put the cap anywhere in here. If I can, take the logo that's legible. I like to face it to the valve stem. And of course, with the 10-hole cap, you have that ability. Again, that's just kind of, that's just kind of some attention to detail that I've acquired over all the years of tinkering with this stuff. But y'all can install your cap how you want. So once I get it set, I usually grab my towel here. You don't want to push from the inside. It's going to dent the cap, or it's going to push it in because it has a slight convex curve to it. All right, so once you feel like you've got it set, as you're holding it, you kind of just want to tap the outer perimeter. Okay, it'll start to seat, palm of your hand, and just fully seat it like that. Don't push in. For demonstration purposes, I'm going to push in, and you're going to hear an audible noise, and you'll also see it. Again, that's for demonstration purposes only. You're not hurting the cap, but that's not the way it's supposed to be. All right, I'll pull that out real quick. Go ahead and fix that. And that way y'all get to see it pop out one more time. That happens, 2 thumbs, reinstall it. All right, people, so that's gonna do it. Pretty simple one for you today, but for those of you that have been around the channel for a while, and even if you're new, this is the stuff I like. I mean, I like all things, but I really like the preservation, the restoration aspect of these cars, even as simple as how to remove, how to clean and maintain, and how to reinstall your 10-hole wheel center cap. So if y'all like this one, found value in it, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and turn on those notifications. That way you're notified every time we release something new. And then till we catch you in the next one, y'all know what to do for all things Fox Body Mustang. Keep it right here with the Real Enthusiasts, LMR.com.